Hello, family members. Welcome to our second week in Lagos, Nigeria. After spending one whole week since we arrived doing nothing. You all know Stacy fell seriously sick shortly after we arrived and she had to recover, right? This was Monday of the second week and it felt like this was the day our trip officially began. You all know this trip was a business trip. It was no form of a luxury trip. So we came to Nigeria to buy business things. So we left our house this morning, headed for the market, and before that, can you all see this small signboard on your left that says POS here? Family members, this is something very popular in Nigeria. Almost everywhere you go to, they have POS. To be honest, I had never heard of this until I came to Nigeria. And funny enough, when I just arrived, I used to call it PCOS. And Stacy was like, no, POS, repeat after me. POS, and still yet I will call it PCOS. I don't know, maybe it's because that's what I'm familiar with. That's a sickness that women suffer from, so I used to call it PCOS. We arrived the express and took a bus from there to the market which we're going to. Oshodi is one of the oldest settlements in Nigeria with a population of about 20 million. Oshodi market is so popular because it is linked to slave trade. When Nigeria was under British colonial administration in 1860, the market was constructed to facilitate the slave trade. But that's not the market we're going to. I just decided to drop that in so you have a brief idea of what Oshodi is about. It is found in Lagos State and was formed by the Second Republic Governor of Lagos State called Alhaji Lateef Kayode, or popularly known as Baba Kekere. The local government area is part of the Ikeja division of Lagos State. It has connecting roads leading to many different areas in Lagos, and Oshodi in Yoruba means the royal Chamberlain. Now, while seated in the bus and just soaking in all the goodness of the Oshodi area and just having in the Lagos bus experience, which I'm going to talk about in another video, I now saw this very fascinating poster pasted on the window of the bus, and it was a native doctor advertising his services. He wrote there for wealth, for business booming, visa approval, power to rule, breaking of bondage, protection, promotion, lotto winning, which was the one who offed me like, if that was the case, why are all of us not millionaires and billionaires in this country? And then he has court case, looking for a job, looking for a husband, poison detection ring. This is the poster, and his number was boldly written there like contact. I was so shocked, like Nigerians have taken branding to a whole different level. No matter the business they are doing, they are not ashamed to put it out there because that's what feeds them. If truly this doctor solves all the problems listed on this flyer, then there should be no suffering in Nigeria, because I mean, he wrote there for wealth, for visa approval. We all know Nigeria is suffering from the Japa syndrome. Everybody wants to travel, so everybody will be giving him money to solve all their problems. Anyway, this is what you would typically have with the bus experience. The conductor stands at the door of the bus screaming out all the names of the areas which the bus is going to pass through before getting to its final destination. Can we talk about one thing that costed us so much money in Nigeria? Data subscription. Family members, this is what they call their recharge card. So we kept on buying 1.5 almost every other day for 5 gigabytes. And family members, before the end of the first day or the second day, they will tell us we have exhausted our data subscription. I mean, Stacy and I, what could we possibly consume? So we spent so much money on data subscription in Nigeria. This was the next day and we're on our way to the same market we were previously to collect some of the bags which we left at one store. On coming back to collect it, the area of the market had closed, so we could not collect the bag. We had to come back. While in the bus going to the market, I saw Nigeria's famous gala. I mean, I've watched a lot of Nigerian films not to know the famous gala, and each time I see gala, there is this comedy that comes to mind. It was so funny when it came out. I think it's the House of Ajebo that made that comedy, which was talking about how the slave queens wannabes, she entered the plane, and when they were asking her about her flight experience, she said the flight was so good. I mean, at some point there were people coming on her window in the plane selling her gala, and it was so funny. So each time I see gala, I always have the airplane experience of people at the window trying to sell you gala while you're flying in air. That comedy was so funny. But anyway, I finally got the opportunity to try the famous gala, and to be honest, I don't know, it was just there. I hear the quality has dropped from what it used to be before, obviously because of the present economy. So we got to the market and got to the shop where we left our bags, and the woman obviously recognized us and asked us what happened, and we explained our ordeal to her. This market is so big, and they have these huge buildings all over the market where they sell different items, and they have named each building according to the different states of Nigeria. So we left our bags here and crossed to go to another section where we could get Stacy's perfumes, and on coming back, this side of the market had closed. So apparently they have a closing time. Each area closes at a particular time. Shops start closing from about 6 p.m. and we left this market at about 7 p.m. So we now begged her like, auntie, please can you double the bag and tie it, because this bag is going to go through a whole lot. It's going very far. It's not even ending in Nigeria. It's going out of the country. And she was like, she understands, we should say no more. So she went and collected bags from her neighbors and helped us to tie the bag, and she even called aboki for us. Now Nigerians call their truck pushers in the market aboki. So she called this aboki and she negotiated the price for us even, and this guy gave one exorbitant price, and she was like, waiting happen, I beg, they go. She did not even bid the price to him. She now called another aboki and negotiated the price for us for him to drop us at a particular gate of the market, which was close to her shop and it was not really far. So the aboki accepted for the price she negotiated. We paid him, and then he carried the bags and took us to the gate. The extra white bags she used to tie the products again, it was absolutely free. She did not collect any money from us, which I was surprised because I knew we had to buy a bag, but she did it free of charge, which we're so grateful for her. And in Cameroon, we call these bags mukuta bags. How do they call it in Nigeria? Rice bags or what? So we got into a bus leading to Oshodi. Around the market area, there are buses parked at the side, loading to various areas of Lagos. And obviously they have to get filled before they take off, right? This is how they sell their gala, mostly along the road. I was trying to show you guys, but the window could not open more than this. I'm so sorry. But as you can see, they have it in this basin, and they like you can see the paper even written the gala. So they have this, they usually carry it on their head and they are moving around, and you can just pick some when you're in traffic. And on this day, Lagos traffic actually caught us because we left the house in the morning just to come and collect these bags, and we got back home in the evening because the traffic was for real. I'm like, Lagos traffic. So we got to Oshodi, and family members, this is what you get each time we want to leave the house. We have to cross over this thing to get to the other side to take a bus. As in, family members, the hustle and bustle of Lagos is nobody's friend, because tell me why I'm jumping over one area to another. How will I not cut down? All of you saying I've cut down. This is it. This is another day in Lagos, Nigeria, and we're off to see the guy who does Stacy's packaging. That is story for another day, how that ended. But family members, let me give you guys a quick gist how we're compelled to use the bridge to cross. So the bus dropped us on one side. We had to cross to get to the other side because that's where we were going to, right? And Stacy now said, let's just cross, like let's cross with our legs without using the bridge, because it was definitely shorter. But I just couldn't understand why I did not see people crossing the express like with their feet. Stacy said, let's try, because it was shorter. So immediately we now wanted to cross. There was a policewoman standing there and she was like, nope, go back, use the bridge. And that's how we now understood why there was a lot of population, like pedestrians, actually following the order to use the bridge to cross. And it was so funny to me. I was telling Stacey, like, why are we Africans like this? They will do something for our benefit, for our good. They will just like disorder, as in we just want to do our own thing. Because if the police was not there, trust me, we would have been crossing with our legs. Tell me why all this amount of people needed to be forced to do the right thing, to prioritize their own safety, because crossing the express like that is not safe. I mean, cars are passing with high speed. They could just like hit you. So it was so funny to me. Like, Africans, we are one everywhere. Like, we just go to another African country and want to show our bad behavior. Because tell me why we're trying to not follow the rules. Like, everybody does not follow the rule for something that helps them. Anyway, this was another day in another market in Lagos, Nigeria, and this market is called Ojota market. Now, this is the market you can find anything packaging. When it comes to packaging, oh my god, containers and everything packaging. I now understand why Nigerians produce almost everything they use, because they have the resources to enable them to produce all what they need to produce. You have containers for skincare products, for makeup products. As in, I was so shocked and surprised. Like, this is so interesting. As in, this market is so big, and all they sell here are different kinds of packaging. See, there is no business you're doing and you are looking for packaging, as in the right container to put your products, and you will not find in this market. They don't only sell the packaging, no, they sell even the ingredients you use to produce what you're producing, be it chemicals or even food. Like, right, food, you have flavors, like anything you want to produce, come to this market. They will give you all the ingredients you need to produce. Now, this is what we came to buy in this market. You see all of this goods standing here, it belongs to us. As in, now we get them. We're just like, how did we come and buy all of this? Like, how will we transport it? Because we did not buy all of them in one place. When we now assembled all of them, we're like, this load is more true. Shout out to my sister of Heavenly Bliss by EJ, as in she is prepared to take all of your commands, because this was for her, as in her granola containers, her Greek yogurts, her sandwiches, as in everything parfait and all of that. My sister is the plug for you. If you're still not patronizing her, I don't know. We order for an Uber to take us to where we're going, to Oshodi. But this is what you find in this market. It's literally looking like a market for mad people. You have containers tied on ropes, dirty containers, like any kind of container you're looking for in this market, you have it. Be it you're producing spices or whatever, you will find it in this market. Even if you do not see it tied as a sample, just ask them, they will have it. Now, one thing we suffered in Nigeria was to count money cash to pay for everything we bought in Nigeria, since we did not have a Nigerian bank account. And this was so stressful for the sellers, because tell me why you will now buy things for hundreds of thousands and they will now have to count so much money, waste so much time counting the money. They'll have to go over it like 2 times to be sure that the money is actually correct, because Nigeria's highest single note is 1,000 francs, as opposed to us in Cameroon, our highest single note is 10,000 francs. So it makes them prefer bank transactions, because it saves them a lot of time rather than spending time counting money. Can we talk about the Oshodi bus station? Family members, I was blown by how big this station is and how organized it is. It is a world-class bus terminal. It is Nigeria's and West Africa's largest bus terminal. The terminal is a 3-story edifice with 3 different terminals linked by a skywalk bridge, which also happens to be West Africa's longest skywalk suspension. Each terminal has ticketing booths, reception, waiting spaces, bathrooms, and other amenities. Terminal 1 is for interstate travel. Terminal 2 and 3 are for intra-city travels. I was trying to show you guys where it's written Oshodi station, but I got it from the back, so that's why it was looking inverted. The first time we stepped out of the house, on our way back, we got lost at this bus station. The bus dropped us off here at night, and we had no idea how big this place was. I think they said the bus dropped us under instead of above or something, but I know that we ended up getting missing. That story for another day. Stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.